Alright guys, so last time in One Piece, we saw that Sanji and the gang came down from Punk Records to grab Bonnie. Their alpha, that robot, took control of the Pacifista first. But the Navy soldiers was still on her tail. Bonnie was holding her own against them for a bit, but eventually she got cornered. And just in the nick of time, Sanji and the others swooped in and got her out of there. Meanwhile, Luffy was busy fighting with Kizaru, and Zoro was locked in a battle with Lucci, totally unaware that an even bigger threat was about to show up. All the strong fighters on the island suddenly felt this intense presence, that someone way beyond their imagination is coming. And who is it? Saint Saturn, one of the world government's top dogs. The Vice Admiral immediately ordered everyone to evacuate the island, and just seeing Saturn sent Bonnie into a frenzy. And she actually stabbed him. Talk about guts to pull that off. But you can't blame her. Saturn's the one who caused her dad all that pain, so get ready for another heartbreaking flashback about King Kuma's tragic past in this episode. But for now, that one-eyed guy yelled at the soldiers one last time, saying the Elder himself had joined the fight, so they really needed to get off the island. The soldiers couldn't believe it. An Elder who controls the entire Navy, and the Celestial Dragons actually came to see this mission himself. That one-eyed dude also jumped off his ship to get to land. That thunderclap they heard, that was from Bonnie stabbing Saturn. The one-eyed guy saw it and immediately ordered his men to aim at her. The situation went from bad to completely insane. And Bonnie took a serious hit from one of Saturn's attacks. I have no idea what kind of power he used, but it was enough to take her down and even knock out Sanji in just one shot. It was crazy. And that stab wound healed super fast too. Then, the Vice Admirals were coming to grab Dr. Vegapunk, but Saturn told him to back off, but stay ready to attack. As for Kizaru, Saturn didn't expect him to get hit. Luffy had landed a strong hockey punch on him, but then Luffy was totally exhausted. Saturn tried to finish him off, but Frankie saved the day. Frankie was actually kind of happy that even someone at the top of the world was after Luffy, but Saturn didn't care about Frankie. He just wanted to see how this whole group would escape the island when it is surrounded by the Navy, especially Vegapunk. So, Saturn asked Vegapunk who he wanted to see dead first, who would cause him the most pain. Then suddenly, Saturn used that power again, and Frankie lost his grip on Luffy. Then Bonnie woke up, but Saturn was squeezing her tightly, and no one could even move to save her. Saturn was using power after power, and that force holding them down must be a devil fruit ability. Bonnie was just filled with hate, because Saturn is the one who ruined her father's life. Kuma was born into a slave family, and was the only survivor of the Buccaneer people, a race with giant's blood. So, get ready for another flashback that's going to be nothing but tears and pain, because it's about Kuma, who believed in the warrior of liberation, the one who brings laughter to the world. And that's how we go back to the past. It was somewhere in the Sorbet Kingdom in South Blue. A little kid was born, and it was Kuma. The doctor knew about his lineage, but promised to keep a secret. Hearing that, Kuma's father was so relieved. He had a nice little family, living in hiding, and years went by. And our little Kuma grew up, but that's when fate took a dark turn. The doctor came to warn them that the government had found out about them. He regrets it, but he had no choice but to reveal their secret, and sadly, because of it, Kuma and his entire family were enslaved again. His father begged the guards to let his wife and child go. But of course, like they would listen, Kuma was oblivious to the outside danger, and his mother and father kept reassuring him that nothing would happen. But then, his mother was enslaved somewhere else, and so was his father. That's how this sweet family was torn apart by those celestial dragons. They bragged about their new slaves, and as usual, hurt Kuma whenever he did even the slightest thing wrong. That's how his days went by. And the poor kid just had enough, but luckily, his father got to see him. Kuma tried to act strong, and then he asked about his mother. His father didn't sugarcoat it. He gave Kuma the harsh truth that his mother is never coming back because she is dead. So, he told Kuma to endure and survive as long as he could, because one day, the warrior of liberation would free them from this hell. It was a legend passed down in their clan that this warrior would save them and bring joyous and endless laughter along. That brought some comfort to Kuma, and he smiled, but the celestial dragon saw this as annoying and shot Kuma's father right in front of him. That was insane. And then, the celestial dragon chose a small island to play a hunting game. It was God Valley, and the prey were the poor people of that island, slaves and criminal. They saw it as a game, and the king tried to stand up to them. But in a flash, the king was killed by Garling the Holy Knight, more like a monster knight. Kuma was there too, but he escaped using his incredible strength. Other slaves said he ran away, and the guards ordered them to bring him back. Kuma was running as fast as he could. But the poor kid was just broken. But then the slaves found him to take him back. Kuma resisted because he knew he would die if he goes back, so he told them to just kill him right there. But those other slaves were forced to bring him back, because if they didn't, who knows what kind of torture they'd have to endure at that time. Saturn heard there was a buccaneer child among the slaves, and while the other slaves were bringing him back, Ivankov and Ginny, who were also slaves, stopped them. Ivankov told them to follow him because he had a great plan, maybe to escape. So next time we'll finally see what really happened at God Valley and how Kuma escaped, a history that was erased. But to see that, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any One Piece episode updates. Until then, take care.